Titans quarterback Will Levis was dropping dimes in Week 11 against the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm going to show you every single one of them in today's film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans. Titans fans, welcome into another film breakdown from Tic Tac Titans, your home for Tennessee Titans X's and O's. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, 25 years as a Tennessee Titans fanatic. I've covered the team for Sports Illustrated, USA Today, and hosted the #1 Titans podcast, Locked On Titans, for 6 seasons. In today's film breakdown, we are going to take a look at the performance of Will Levis against the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have one of the best defenses in the NFL, but Will Levis was dropping dimes all day long. Excited to dive in. Before we do want to remind you to get subscribed, stay subscribed for year-round free Tennessee Titans film content. Throw a thumbs up on the video, throw a Titan up down in the chat. And with that being said, as we always do, let's step into the film room. All right, first dime of the day from Will Levis. We have a 3rd and 9. The Vikings are playing man coverage here, and the Titans run a slot fade to Calvin Ridley, which they've had a lot of success with here in the past month, 5 weeks or so. But looking a little bit closer to what the Titans are trying to do here. Again, Minnesota is in man coverage, so you're going to have man right here. There is a deep safety over the top, shaded to the trip side, looking to take away anything deep, and that's why the placement of this pass is so critical. So what you're going to have here is you're going to have a quick sit-down route by Tyler Boyd. Same thing here on the outside from NWI, sit-down route, and then Calvin Ridley is going to run the route again that he's been winning with quite a bit here in recent weeks, the slot fade. And you just want to make sure that you get enough distance away from this safety so that he can't come in and help on this play. But this is a matchup with Byron Murphy, who's a really good cornerback for the Minnesota Vikings. And again, Will Levis puts this ball in a perfect place so that only Calvin Ridley can get it. Throws it on the back shoulder. Calvin Ridley gets a pass interference call on Byron Murphy and is still able to make the catch. Again, this is 3rd and 9 on one of the Titans' first couple of drives, opening drive or second drive. Boom. Look at that. Right in the breadbasket, man. That is absolutely terrific. Right where Calvin Ridley can get it. Great catch. So going into the week, I talked about on the Locked On Titans podcast, which you should be subscribed over there for sure, about how much cover 2 and cover 4 the Minnesota Vikings like to play. And this is a classic cover 2 beater here. What the Titans are going to do is they're going to have Calvin Ridley go out into the flat, okay? And what that is going to do is that is going to take the flat defender with them. And the crazy thing is Minnesota is showing a single high safety look here. But this safety is going to go here for cover 2. This safety is going to drop back and take the other deep pass. So they're going to roll back into a cover 2 look. But really is supposed to take the flat defender over there. And then what Nick Westbrook-Akine does is he runs the corner route. And this should give him enough space away from the deep half corner right here. And that's exactly what happens. They also roll Tony Pollard out into the flat as well here, which if this flat defender goes with Calvin Ridley too much, Tony Pollard should be open sitting down right here. But NWI is open on this play, attacking cover 2 with a corner route to the sideline. Again, NWI clears the second level defender, and he's got a lot of room right here in between the safety and the sideline, and Will Levis delivers a perfect pass to him to make this a completion. Would like to see this ball come out a little bit sooner, if I'm honest with you, with a little bit more anticipation. Won't make it as close, but nonetheless, a completed pass. A good job by Will Levis. A nice throw. Boom. Right off the back foot. Now you throw it. Holds a little bit to see it be open, but a great pass nonetheless. So on the previous 2 plays that we've seen from Will Levis, there was a 3rd and 9, which he delivered the slot fade to Calvin Ridley for a first down. Then it was 2nd and 18 on the NWI corner route, and he got it to NWI to set up a 3rd and manageable for the Titans. This is a 3rd and 5, and to be able to convert here and keep this drive going, absolutely critical for Will Levis. So outside of the tremendous play that he makes here, the situation is huge. And I just want to point out how complex the Minnesota Vikings defense is. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. So right here, you're showing a cover 4 shell. All right, you would think this is going to be a cover 4 look. But what the Vikings actually do is they turn it into inverted cover 2, or maybe you would call it like an inverted cover 6. Right here, you have a deep half from Harrison Smith. This deep safety is going to go into the middle, into the honey hole of the cover 2. This cornerback outside here, Byron Murphy, is going to drop back into a deep half. This cornerback looks like he's playing cover 4. So you could call it a cover 2. You could call it a cover 6 with cover 2 with number 7, and then cover 4 over here with these guys. All right, and then the Vikings are showing 7 people at the line of scrimmage right here. And then 3 of them are actually going to drop back out of the coverage, where this player comes into the flat right here. And then you're going to have intermediate guys dropping back so that they're only rushing 4. Think about how complex of a coverage this is. And what the Titans do is they run their classic curls and flats. Curls and flats. We've seen it all the time. You got a curl route from Calvin Ridley right here to sit down in the zone. Same thing with NWI on this side. You're going to have a flat route from Tyler Boyd after he chips and helps. Same thing with Chigakonkwo on the other side. And Tajay Spears is looking for any pressure. If there's no pressure, you're going to come out and sit down in the middle of the defense. And, of course, the Vikings back out of it. But, I mean, look at this concept from the Vikings. It's really ridiculous is what it is. But Calvin Ridley does a good job of coming out with speed to send the safety back, sits down, and he sits down in a perfect spot because he clearly has space from here, but he sits down and makes sure that he doesn't fade outside and get too close to this cornerback. And this is where Will Levis's arm velocity is just so critical. He just hammers this home to Calvin Ridley for a big gain and a first down. Good job by the offensive line, especially J.C. Latham and Peter Skoronski over on the left side. Skoronski lets a little bit of pressure in, but holds up enough to get that ball to Calvin Ridley. Bam, a missile. We talked about this one on the Tic Tac 4-pack. This is the 98-yard touchdown to NWI. But to be in the shadow of your own goalpost on 3rd down, after you just basically QB sneaked it twice because you're so scared of giving up a safety, like, to make this play, again, the longest touchdown pass in the NFL this year, it's absolutely ridiculous. So Will Levis and Brian Callahan talked about this in their press conference. The Vikings are running a Palms coverage here. So they have an intermediate defender right here. They're going to have a deep safety right here. And this cornerback on the outside is really where things get wonky. If the outside receiver presses vertically, then this outside cornerback can go vertically. But if there's an outbreaking route to the sideline, then the cornerback is going to basically go with the outbreaking route, and then the safety is going to take the vertical route. This is one of those plays where the defense in the middle of the play is deciding their responsibilities. It's not predetermined before the play. They have rules and responsibilities that they are going off of, but they don't know when the ball is snapped, who they're ultimately going to take. So what happens here is Chigakonkwo comes on the outbreaking route. And that makes the Palms corner right here say, okay, this is my responsibility. I got to go with the outbreaking route. When that happens, the vertical route of NWI comes here, and the outside safety is determined, okay, I got to go with him. And quite honestly, this is just raw arm talent from Will Levis. He just throws this ball past the safety, and the safety is not in terrible position. I mean, he's watching. Okay, this is going vertical. This is going outside. I'm going to have to go to the vertical route to the sideline. And he's there. He opens the hips. And Will Levis just has too good of an arm for that to work. Throws it way over his head. The safety did not think that Levis was going to be able to throw that ball as far as he did. And I also want to point out real quick, look at Calvin Ridley right here running with NWI for a portion of this on the sideline. Look at him right behind the ref. Getting in front of the ref. Let's not be too crazy there, Calvin. Getting a little crazy. But, again, not a bad play by the defense, but an incredible read of the coverage. And Will Levis knew what coverage he was probably going to get and just threw it past the guy. This is not necessarily a schematic win. This is a player making a freaking play. We haven't seen Will Levis under a ton of pressure in these throws, but he gets pressure here and still delivers an excellent pass to Calvin Ridley on the sideline. Great pass here. I mean, so what the Vikings are going to do is they're going to show a two high safety look right here. But what they're ultimately going to do is they're going to roll into a cover 3 coverage with Harrison Smith coming down. This safety going into the middle third, cornerback in deep third, cornerback in deep third. And on the front side of this, Tyler Boyd is going to come in and just try to sit down in the middle of his zone somewhere. And Calvin Ridley is going to run a speed out. Okay. And again, when you're going up against cover 3, you basically have one-on-one opportunities on the outside with the cornerback and the wide receiver. That's just the way that the coverage is going to work out. And Will Levis recognizes this and just absolutely delivers a strike to Calvin Ridley on the perimeter. And again, Ridley's speed and ability to separate. Look at the separation that Calvin Ridley creates right there. Look at that. That's good separation in the NFL. That's about 3 yards of separation. That's good separation in the NFL, and Calvin Ridley's route running makes that a possibility. What a perfect strike to keep Ridley in bounds, give him an opportunity to catch it. Again, while pressure is coming at him, too. Like, this is a high-level throw. You got Ivan Pace, great linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings, coming in right in his grill. He's falling backwards. What a strike, man. What a great throw by Will Levis. So I know, this play got called back with an illegal formation, which we'll get into it. I'll let the play run first. A lot of you guys are like, let the play run first, blah, blah, blah. Well, here you go. This got called back, which is just ridiculous and quite honestly cheating. But let's look at this play, man, because, well, first, look at this. How is this an illegal formation? How is this illegal formation on the right tackle? This is absurd. That side judge on the Titans side was cheating. He literally cheated the Titans in this game with these calls. And the penalty doesn't come in until super late when you see Calvin Ridley has a free release on the safety. This was cheating, quite honestly. But anyways, moving away from that. The Vikings do the same thing that we saw earlier with the inverted cover 2. Now, this is a blown coverage by number 7, in my opinion. But they are going to start out with a single high safety look. The safety is ultimately going to fade over and take deep half. This safety is going to drop back here and then go into the middle honey hole of a cover 2. I believe that number 7 is supposed to drop back into a deep half as well. Okay? But regardless of that, what I really love here is the Titans bring Chigakonkwo in motion. And what does that motion accomplish? Well, number 1, it shows this is not man coverage. Okay? But also, look how it moves the cornerback off of Calvin Ridley so that Calvin Ridley can have a free release with no cornerback in front of him. All right? Look at the cornerback. Initially, press coverage on Calvin Ridley. But now, with Chigakonkwo in motion, it backs the cornerback off and gives Calvin Ridley a free release. So earlier, we saw the Titans run a similar concept as this. They had Chigakonkwo go into the flat, and then they had Calvin Ridley run the corner route. And, man, those are some big lines. So what the Titans do here is watch Calvin Ridley as he goes to the outside. Did you see that? It's very subtle, but he bends to the outside there. And you can see how it impacts the safety, Harrison Smith, because he's like, oh, crap, this is going to be a corner route again. I got beat on this earlier in the game. I need to get to the sideline and stop the corner route. Watch how Harrison Smith boom, too late. You are cooked. It is over. Harrison Smith on Calvin Ridley, one of the fastest players in the NFL, done. And look, the coverage bust over here, I believe 7 was supposed to go back. NWI is wide open too. So this is such a scheme win by Brian Callahan. But again, an absolute rocket by Will Levis. Perfect to Calvin Ridley. This should have been a touchdown for the Titans. A cheating, petty referee prevented this from being a touchdown. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But, I mean, a common theme for the Titans. And again, Levis has pressure coming at him. Off this back foot. Launch. What a dime. Whoa. This is the very next play, okay? Imagine how deflated you feel after throwing a 52-yard touchdown on 2nd and 6, and not only is it not a touchdown, but now it's 3rd and 11. Like, how deflated you must feel. Under pressure to make this play. This is probably, and Brian Callahan said this was the most impressive throw of the day for Will Levis because of the circumstances. Again, broke this down in the Tic Tac 4-pack, but you're going to have man coverage by the Vikings. They're going to bring a ton of pressure. They're going to bring 7 guys on a blitz with one of these guys on the line of scrimmage dropping back for an intermediate zone. But what Will Levis knows right now is I'm going to have man coverage, and there is no deep safety back here. Okay, no deep safety. So you're going to see Tyler Boyd go on a quick sit-down out route type deal. But the player that he's going to hit is undrafted free agent rookie Bryce Oliver, who I want to see a lot more of. But Oliver runs a fantastic route, beats the cornerback across his face to get into the middle of the field. And Levis, again, under pressure. This is an absolute dime, man. What a throw. Again, on 3rd and 11, after the deflation. Yeah, tell him, Bryce Oliver. First down. After the deflation of not getting the touchdown to Calvin Ridley, look, the pressure on him. Too many guys to block. You know you're going to get hit. You know the pressure's coming, and you deliver that ball. Wow, man. What a throw. This is the type of stuff, man. Levis does some crazy stuff, but this is the type of stuff that makes you believe. All right, so a big throw here with anticipation. The Vikings try to bait Will Levis into making a mistake here, but he reads it perfectly and delivers a perfect strike to NWI over the middle. Another anticipatory throw like we saw last week to NWI a couple of times. But what I want to point out here is, again, the Vikings try to bait Will Levis with this. So they're showing a too high safety look. Safety here, safety here. But Harrison Smith is going to come down and kind of, again, he's trying to bait Will Levis. He's trying to fake. Is he coming down? Is he not coming down? And again, I love the motion by the Titans to bring Josh Whyle over here, and he's going to be critical in this completion. But a too high look, Harrison Smith finally comes down, and this is going to turn into cover 3 for the Vikings. So deep third, deep third, deep third. They're going to have intermediate defenders right here. A guy is going to drop back out of this pressure as well. But Josh Whyle is going to come here and just sit down, and that is going to take the attention of Harrison Smith. And then you're going to have, you could call it a skinny post, or maybe, just an elongated slant behind. NWI bending inside here, and Levis just reads it perfectly and gets the ball out with pressure. Boom. Harrison Smith jumps up here, and then you're going to have NWI curling right around him, okay? Curling right around him, and Levis puts it right on him. Boom. Perfect strike, catch and run, first down on 2nd and 10. Way to fight through, NWI. Way to fight through. But again, you could see the anticipatory nature of the throw here. Look where he's letting go of the ball. He is into his throwing motion right now. Is NWI even in the screen? No, he is not. So the ball is now out, and NWI is still covered by a defender and hits him perfectly in stride over the linebacker. Great anticipation from Will Levis, something that he needs to improve on, but seen some good stuff in recent weeks. Titans fans, I hope you guys enjoyed that film breakdown on Will Levis's performance against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, not all of it was good. On my Twitter account, at TicTacTitans, if you follow me over there, I did show some clips of some concerning things from Will Levis, but overall, a very, very good performance, and you can see the high-level arm talent that Will Levis possesses. He's starting to throw with anticipation more. He's dumping the ball down more, making better decisions as well, and the Titans are getting him involved with the run game. I think I'm going to do a quick cut-up on Will Levis's run game stuff from this matchup against the Vikings on the channel probably tomorrow or later on today. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed. Thumbs up on the video, tighten up down in the chat. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, and as I always tell you, tighten up.